What's up, you guys? It's Giano! Today I'm going to talk to you about how to use Photoshop and why it's important for your YouTube channel. Alright, we are going to do another episode of my How to YouTube series. I have picked up a ton of subscribers and I just thought, you know, I have a lot of friends who really appreciate it when I drop a little bit of my Giano YouTube wisdom on them, and I just thought I should put this on film and put it out there for the world to enjoy, okay? So here we have a little bit of information about Photoshop. I'm going to show you guys how I personally use Photoshop on a daily basis to manage things that I need to do on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to give you a bunch of really interesting creative secrets that you may not get anywhere else. So watch the whole video and check out some of my process. Alright, so let's get started. First off, I do recommend Photoshop Creative Cloud Photography Plan. It is $10 a month. It is the cheapest way that you can get Photoshop. Creative Cloud is basically a pay-by-the-month service. Now, instead of paying $300 once a year for Photoshop, you pay $10 a month and use it when you need to use it. It's a much better system, and it has actually onboarded me. I used to have to pirate Photoshop. Yes, I admit it. We all did it. We pirated Photoshop, but now I am a paid Photoshop subscriber thanks to Creative Cloud, and the $10 a month photography package is actually cheaper than the student package. It's actually cheaper than the student package, so I highly recommend that. Now, my Photoshop was updating. I'm done updating. They give you regular updates all the time through Creative Cloud, and now I'm going to show you a little bit of my design process, and I'm going to talk to you about what I do with Photoshop. Now, this is 10 times sped up, alright? This is me designing a t-shirt that I'm going to upload onto my merchandise website, and I'm going to go through that entire process for you guys on this video and show you a couple other examples of things that I do with Photoshop. Now, you can see a little bit of my creative process here. Alright, you guys, I wrote down on a piece of paper, got chords, that is my idea, and then I started going and, trying to mock up the idea and finding assets that I want to use for the idea, and then I was kind of brainstorming a little bit and coming up with other versions of the idea, and you can see that process right here, okay? I'm doing a lot of copying, I'm doing a lot of grabbing items and moving layers, alright? Photoshop is basically an image editor with layers. Layers is really important, alright? So those layers are how you get all of your work done. Also, you can export on a transparent background, which is extremely helpful as well. You're gonna need that for all kinds of different things, and being able to work on a transparent background is extremely important to the creative process. Now, you can see here that I'm basically just grabbing unknown letters. I'm spelling what I want to spell. I'm spelling out my got chords idea, and then I'm grabbing the shiny asset and I'm duplicating the shiny texture, and I'm making a couple of letters that I want that have the shiny texture. So I'm just basically putting together my idea here. Making merchandise is one of the many things that you can do with Photoshop for your channel, alright? It's a creative process that's really fun. You can enjoy knowing that you are doing a creative process that is actually a very valuable job skill in the real world outside of YouTube, as well as something fun for your viewers to enjoy to add value to your channel, alright? So I'm just creating a little bit of a design here, and then what I'm gonna do is export this onto a transparent background and then upload it to the site where I put all of my merchandise. That site is called RedBubble, alright, you guys? R-E-D-Bubble, RedBubble. They allow you to upload your artwork, and then they handle all of the production and the fulfillment of all the different items that they can create. They can make you a phone skin, they can make you a hoodie, they can make you a blanket, they can make all kinds of things. They make skirts, they make pencil skirts. I'm just like, wow, you guys have so many products. I have been running my merchandise catalog through RedBubble for many years, and I even get to make a little tiny bit of money when I make a sale, so that's pretty nice too. It's not much at all, but at least I get to offer my merchandise in a way where fulfillment is handled for me, alright? So fulfillment is the process of them shipping your product, alright? I don't want to have to ship a product. That's a big deal, alright? So you definitely don't want to have to deal with fulfillment, and they handle fulfillment for you. That's what you want to get done, alright? That's a little bit of online business 101, alright? Fulfillment is a really big deal, and RedBubble does handle it for you. What's a couple of other things that you can actually do with Photoshop, alright, for your YouTube channel? Well, I wrote down a nice handy list here, okay? The biggest thing that you are going to use Photoshop for in your YouTube channel is thumbnails, you guys. It's the #1 thing on my list, alright? Thumbnails. YouTube thumbnails are so hard. It's ridiculous how hard they are. I mean, you just have to put so much work into those thumbnails sometimes. It's very easy once you start to get the hang of it. There's certain things that work in thumbnails. There's certain things that don't work in thumbnails. You definitely want to have really big images and really big text with really good contrast on your thumbnails, and if you can include a supersized picture of your face and have your face have a really crazy expression, that actually will get you a ton more clicks on YouTube. It is kind of like a YouTuber 101. You have to have very good contrast, very good color, you have to have very good brightness on your thumbnails. That's why a lot of times when you see people with the thumbnail of their face is very washed out. It's because they've added all this extra contrast and brightness, and that actually washes out your skin tone, but they do that because that's pretty much what you have to do on thumbnails on Photoshop for your YouTube channel. That's just part of the process, all right, you guys? So that's why you'll see some of those the shock face. I call it my shock face. You put your shock face in the thumbnail, it just works, alright, you guys, it just works. You gotta do it on some of the videos. Not all the videos, but you gotta do it on some of the videos. So you guys, you can make your thumbnails. Thumbnails are probably the most important thing that you are going to do with your, with Photoshop regarding your YouTube channel. You can also make social media posts, alright? Social media posts are a really big deal. You can make some incredibly fun social media posts that are super, super engaging for your audience and actually get a ton of followers for your social media, which will help your account grow, your YouTube account. I have got 70,000 followers on my Instagram. You guys may not know this about me, but I'm lightweight famous on Instagram, and it's because of Photoshop. 100% Photoshop. If you guys go through all of my posts, I got really famous while I was making clash edits. We call them clash edits. It's basically edits that I made in Photoshop. They're pictures that I made in Photoshop of things in Clash of Clans that look funny or that aren't real or that we wish were real. Alright, all kinds of interesting stuff in Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and I was able to use the large audience for those games to rack up a ton of followers on my Instagram. So yes, I do have a ton of followers on Instagram, and I can attribute it solely to my good eye for content, but also my ability to make that content into reality with Photoshop. And another interesting fact, I have gotten hired for many, many, many jobs simply based on the fact that I know Photoshop so well. It is an extremely valuable job skill, and people will be very excited to hire you when they find out that you can use Photoshop, because it's very difficult to use it. Alright, you guys, so that's a little bit of info that you can use to your advantage in your career and on your YouTube channel. You also are going to want to use Photoshop for your channel header and your icon. Alright, you guys, there is a very special place that you can go on YouTube's website that has a PSD file that is a template for your channel header. A PSD is a Photoshop document, alright? PSD, Photoshop document. That is a PSD file that you're definitely going to want to download and open in Photoshop and fill it in correctly. It basically has all of the different borders that you will need to make your header file. A YouTube header is a living file that will get cropped to various different sizes. So you upload one file and it crops based on mobile or tablet or desktop. And you are definitely going to want to get that file and fill it in correctly so that your header on your channel actually crops correctly for mobile and tablet and for desktop version. Alright, it's very important, and that's probably your #1 assignment. Alright, if I was going to give you some homework off of this video, it would be get Photoshop, go get that file, and start filling in your channel header and make yourself a super dope channel header for your channel. Now, as you guys can see here, I'm just finishing up the upload process for my t-shirt. It is gonna be a t-shirt and a hoodie and a couple of other things, and RedBubble is just processing my work, and it's gonna be available for purchase immediately. So I could actually go and buy that myself, which I have done, which is how I've gotten most of my different artwork that I got for my shirts. I actually got this shirt from RedBubble. Shout out to Adam Clowery, who made this shirt and all of his artwork in Photoshop. Adam Clowery is another famous Instagrammer, and he does all of his creative work in Photoshop, and he has amassed thousands upon thousands of fans for his YouTube and his Instagram just by making amazing artwork in Photoshop. So I gotta give a big shout out to Adam. He's living the dream and he's doing it the same way that I did it, and I gotta give him a huge shout out. Love you, Adam! Thanks for being a fan of the channel. I'm a fan of his channel too. Alright, you guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I wanted to bring that information to the channel. Photoshop is a really big deal. If you're not using it, consider using it. It's a great job skill. It's an extremely valuable job skill, and you can also use it to grow your channel. Thank you everybody for watching my video. Thank you to all of my super amazing subscribers. Don't forget that we are giving away a Nintendo Switch for 100K, so make sure you guys are subscribed and make sure you guys comment and like all the videos from now until we hit 100K to enter to win the Nintendo Switch. More details about that are on my pinned video on my channel. Thanks again everybody for watching, and